public defender is an attorney employed by the community and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until the issue is decided in a court of law. The first public defender's office in the United States was opened in January 1913. Over the years, other offices were opened. And today, that handful has grown to a network of lawyers cooperating to protect the rights of our clients. Periodically, the police forces of our larger cities make routine shakedowns, looking for drug addicts, criminals, questioning suspicious characters, clearing the streets of vagrants. It was on one of these routine shakedowns that the case of Tom Gailey had its beginning.
What's in the bag?
Clothes.
What's your name?
Tom Gailey. I didn't do anything.
Where were you going?
Just around. Get a job, maybe.
Ever been arrested?
Yeah.
What for?
Drunk, vagrant, a couple of times.
Where were you around the middle of August?
I don't know, here and there. Don't remember. I've been drinking.
Sure fits the description, doesn't it?
I haven't done anything.
Then you got nothing to worry about. Come on, let's go.
Just a minute.
How long you been in town, Gailey?
2, maybe 3 days. I don't know.
How about last month, August 15th?
I don't remember. I remember traveling, but I don't remember. I've been drinking, I guess maybe too much.
Where's the gun?
What gun? I don't own a gun.
38 Special, where is it?
I've never owned a gun. I wouldn't know how to shoot a gun. I didn't do anything. I don't know anything about a gun or anything that you're talking about.
Well, let's take a little ride. Nice work, Sergeant. You sure picked up a good one. Johnson.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Sorry to bother you again, but we just picked up another one. He might be the one.
All right. I'll look at him.
Thank you. Okay, Ned.
That's the one. That's him.
Are you certain?
That face. The scar. That's the man. That's him.
We want you to be absolutely sure, Mrs. Johnson. Would you recognize his voice? What was it he said when he stuck his head in the car?
Don't touch that glove compartment, mister.
Say, don't touch that glove compartment, mister.
Don't.
Come on, say it and say it loud.
Don't touch that glove compartment, mister.
That's the voice! He's the one, I swear he is. He's the one, he's the one.
Fits perfectly, huh?
Well, the fitting part of it isn't important. There are millions of guys with size 9.5 shoe. Here's what makes it evidence. Everybody wears a shoe differently. You see this line right here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 1 in 1,000 will wear them out like that. And that fits the moulage like a glove. They're not the same pair of shoes that he wore that night, but I'll testify that the same man wore them.
It's good enough for me. Thanks, Harry.
Right, Lieutenant.
Book him for murder.
Yeah. Murder? You're crazy.
Shut up! You killed a cop!
Now think back, Mr. Gailey. Where were you during August?
I can't remember. You see, I black out when I drink, Mr. Matthews, and I don't know.
You're charged with murder.
I couldn't kill anyone.
On the night of August 15th, Officer Johnson and his wife stopped in their driveway. A man stuck a gun through the car window and asked for Johnson's money. Johnson reached for the glove compartment where he had his gun. He was shot dead before he even touched it. The killer left a perfect footprint in the dirt near the car.
It wasn't me, Mr. Matthews. It isn't in me to kill anyone.
Have you any idea when you left town?
July. I keep remembering July. Something happened in July.
What?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, is there anyone you know, friends, relatives, who could help us?
Katharina, my wife.
We can't find her. She left the hotel the end of July, no forwarding address.
I was with her until I went away. I remember we had an argument, and I went out to buy a bottle, and she'd know where I went. You've got to find her, Mr. Matthews.
One last hope, find Mrs. Gailey. But when the trial came up weeks later, she still hadn't been located. I had nothing to go on. The district attorney had presented an airtight case. The next morning, I had to present my defense. There was no defense. Find anything?
No, Bart. 10 years of investigation for this office, I've never run into anything like this. Do you think there is a Mrs. Gailey?
I don't know it. Yes? Who? Well, send her in.
Who is it?
There is a Mrs. Gailey. She found us. Come in, Mrs. Gailey. This is Mr. McGrath.
How do you do, Mrs. Gailey? We've been looking all over for you.
Mr. Matthews, Tom couldn't have done it. He was in Arizona,
Where in Arizona?
Tucson. He said he was going there.
Are you sure?
Well, he has an uncle who has a ranch there. He was going to work for him.
What's this uncle's name?
Ben Ross.
Ben Ross. I'll check it.
Mrs. Gailey, what made you wait so long?
I just found out. I've been staying in the desert with a friend. I've been ill.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Matthews, they've got the wrong man. Tom wouldn't hurt a fly. I love him. I want him back.
The next morning, I began my defense of Tom Gailey. His wife was my first witness. Now, Mrs. Gailey, I believe that you stated that you and your husband had had a disagreement, and that you thought that he left for Tucson, Arizona. Is that correct?
Yes, I knew that's where he was going. After what happened, he wanted to leave town.
Do you mind telling the court what did happen?
Well, I was going to have a baby, but I lost it.
And when was that?
In July. Then Tom wanted to go to work for his uncle. But I didn't want to go.
Why?
Tom had been losing so many jobs because of his drinking that I told him he had to straighten himself out first. That he couldn't run away. I told him he couldn't keep a job anyplace if he kept on drinking.
And then what happened?
He left me
Do you remember the date?
July 27th. He just packed and left.
Did you see your husband leave on the plane or the train, Mrs. Gailey?
No, but I know he went.
Your Honor, I ask that be stricken. It's not responsive to the question.
Strike everything after no.
Have you seen him since July 27th?
No.
Isn't it a fact you don't know if he left or not? Or that if he did leave, he could have returned by the 15th of August, the day the crime was committed?
He didn't do it, I tell you, he didn't.
Now, Mr. McGrath, in the course of your investigation, you had occasion to talk with Mrs. Ross on the phone last night from Tucson, Arizona. Is that correct?
That's right.
And is this the telegram you received from Mrs. Ross this morning?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I would like to present in evidence Defendant's Exhibit A, the telegram received by Mr. McGrath.
I object, Your Honor, on the grounds of...
Your Honor, may I have a few words with the district attorney before you rule on this objection?
Very well.
Thank you. Let me admit it, Bill.
But a telegram's no evidence. It's not admissible. Bart, he's guilty.
I don't think so.
You're wasting your time, Mr. Matthews. We've got an eyewitness. Mrs. Johnson saw him.
An hysterical woman, a dark night, she could have been mistaken.
What about the moulage, his footprint?
The laboratory technician said there was 1 chance in 1,000. This might be it.
You're beating a dead horse.
I'm fighting for a man's life.
What's to be gained if I do admit the telegram?
A stay of sentencing. A couple of more weeks for further investigation. Bill, I don't think that he did it. Gailey's a gentleman, not a killer. He was hungry himself, and he gave the meat out of a sandwich to a dog.
Well, all right, Bart. Go ahead.
Thanks. Your Honor, I ask again that this telegram, Defendant's Exhibit A, be admitted in evidence, and offer to stipulate that if Mrs. Ben Ross of Tucson, Arizona, was called as a witness, she would testify as follows. Tom Gailey was at ranch at beginning of August, possibly through to August 15th. My husband will return from a trip tomorrow and can give you the exact date Tom Gailey began and terminated his employment.
So stipulated, Mr. Crowley.
So stipulated.
Defendant's Exhibit A will be admitted in evidence.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath. I had done everything possible under the circumstances. It was now up to the court.
After considering all the evidence in this case, I have no alternative but to find the defendant guilty as charged.
Your Honor, may I be heard on the motion for a new trial?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Matthews. I believe that further examination of the allegation that the defendant, Thomas Gailey, was in Arizona on the day that the crime should be made. I will continue the date of sentencing and for hearing for motion of new trial for 5 days. I instruct the district attorney and the public defender to investigate thoroughly all the information in the telegram. Court will now recess until 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning.
5 days. It took 2 days to iron out the red tape necessary to send my chief investigator, Ed McGrath, together with Lieutenant Haynes of the police department across the state line. They then took the first plane to Tucson and headed for Ben Ross's ranch.
Sure I know him. He's my nephew, ain't he? He's no good. Takes after his father, another drunk.
We had some information he worked for you the first part of August. Is that right?
That's right. Worked here a while, then I fired him. Caught him sneaking in with a couple of bottles.
How long was he here, Mr. Ross? Got any record on it?
Well, sure. This is a business. I keep records. Let's see now. He came to work on August the 2nd, left on the 9th.
Those dates, you sure about them?
This book doesn't lie, mister. I paid him off and told him to get. Got $31 cash money, double what he was worth. Anything else you fellas want?
No. Let's go.
Wait a minute. Could I use your phone a minute, sir?
Where are you calling?
Long distance. Give me Los Angeles, Madison, 98799.
Reverse the charges.
Reverse the charges.
When I told Mrs. Gailey the bad news, she insisted on going with me to see her husband. Your uncle said that you worked for him for a week, that you left there on the 9th of August. Now, do you remember being there?
No.
You had more than $30 when you left. You remember that?
Oh, and don't ask me what I did with it. I don't know.
Try to think, darling. Try.
I'm sorry, honey. Was trying to forget everything. I wouldn't have gone away and left you if I'd have known you were sick.
Of course you wouldn't.
You know that. I don't deserve somebody like you. You're too good for me.
Tom, you had money in your pocket. What do you usually do when you have money?
Go to a hotel, get myself a bottle, send my shirt out to the laundry.
What hotel, do you remember?
No.
It was a small thing, but I went right to work on it. Important time was passing. Ed, there was a laundry mark on that shirt he was picked up with. LK452. You got it? All right, check around. Oh, and cover the jails, too. He might have been picked up. Move fast, Ed.
Right, we'll let you know if we come up with anything, Bart. Bye.
Did the nice boss tell us to come home yet?
Well, you wanted to see the country. Come on, let's see it.
It's 110 in the shade. Where are we going?
Check the hotels, laundry.
You know something?
Yeah, we're wasting our time. He's guilty.
That's right. What further proof do you need?
Look, Haynes, we're defending him. We think he's innocent.
30 hours passed and no word from McGrath. Then, what so often happens, I received a desperate call. Mrs. Gailey?
I've been calling and calling you, but I couldn't get you.
I'm sorry I had nothing to tell you. Why don't you get some rest?
I tried to, but I can't. I had to talk to you. What's going to happen to Tom?
My investigator's working night and day.
It's too late. There's no time. He's going to be sentenced tomorrow morning.
We're not giving up, don't you, Mrs. Gailey? You'll make yourself sick again.
They'll send him to the gas chamber. I know they will. Hello? Yes, just a minute. It's for you. It's long distance.
Hello? Hello, Ed. Where are you?
Down in Nogales. I've been trying to reach you for a half hour.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, that laundry ticket paid off, but not enough. Gailey moved into a motel on the main highway for 2 days, sent his laundry out, and then checked out.
Only 2 days. Well, at least we can account for his whereabouts up until the 11th of August.
Well, Bart, the motel owner saw him leave. He grabbed a ride and headed west. He could have been in L.A. the next day.
And he could have gone only a few miles. We don't know for sure.
Bart, it looks like a dead end. Maybe we better come home.
Hold on, Ed. Don't hang up. It doesn't make sense. If he was running away, he wouldn't come back. Now, where would he go? Where could he go, Mrs. Gailey?
Kill him. He doesn't have any chance now. I want to die, too.
Mrs. Gailey.
If the baby lived, everything would have been different.
Where could he have gone?
He wanted the baby so much. He was so sure it'd be a boy. He kept talking about how he'd take him fishing. He even made him a fishing pole.
Hello, Ed. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is there any water around there, any place where a man could go fishing?
Fishing? Are you kidding? This is all desert around here. If they want any water, they gotta dig for it.
Now, where are you now? Well, okay, go outside and ask the first person you see where they get their fish. Now, you heard me ask.
Okay.
What's fishing got to do with it?
I don't know.
Muy bueno, ese semanario. Sí.
Excuse me, where do you go fishing around here?
Fish?
Yeah.
No comprendo, señor.
Pescado.
Pescado. Me gusta. ¿Le gusta?
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
I don't know. Look, pescado, fishing, where you go, huh?
¿Qué me dicen? Pescado.
See, yes.
Oh.
Where do you go?
You want to go fish?
Yes.
Puerto Peñasco, senor.
Puerto Penasco.
Puerto Peñasco, senor.
How far away is this Puerto Penasco?
Oh, it's 100, maybe 200 kilometers. Very good fish. Every day, very good fish.
Thank you very much. Hello, Bart. You're right. It's Puerto Penasco.
Good. Get a car and hurry down there right away.
Get a car. Say, this isn't the Hollywood freeway. We need a tank to get down there.
Look, I don't care how you get there, but hurry. We need that information before court opens tomorrow morning. It's the only chance we got. Now, Gailey's a fisherman. Check on it.
Okay, I'm going.
Don't tell me. We're going fishing.
Puerto Peñasco is 120 miles away, but it was dawn before they reached the little Mexican fishing town.
I'm looking for some information.
No comprendo.
Information.
Sí, sí, comprendo.
Look, did you ever see this man before? Do you recognize him?
No comprendo.
Come on.
Where are you going now?
To find somebody that talks English. We got less than 3 hours left.
3,000 hours won't help. That guy was cop killing on August the 15th, not trolling for barracuda.
Oh, buenos días, señores.
Not Espanol, English. Who speaks English around here?
Oh, me? I speak very good English. Something can I do for you, gentlemen?
Yeah, we need some help. Could we have a look at your records?
Oh, I'm sorry. My records are for official eyes only.
We've got official eyes here.
Oh, American officer. I have a very good police department, too.
Yeah. Did you ever see this man?
Yes. He's the American fisherman.
He was here? When?
June, July, August, maybe. Yes, he was here 5 days. Alamonte gave him a job on his boat.
Could you give me the exact date when he was here, when he left?
The exact date, my friend? Alamonte has a very good boat. He catches more than any other fisherman. I go with him sometimes myself.
Look, when was Gailey here?
If you have friends who like the fish, tell them Alamonte is a great captain. He has a wonderful boat. Alamonte, he's my cousin.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's that say?
Thomas Gailey left here exactly at 9 a.m., August the 16th.
It can't be. That man was found guilty of murder. He was in L.A. the night of the 15th.
You are mistaken, senor. No, the man whose pictures you show me. Mr. Gailey drinks too much. I put him in custody myself. He slept in jail that night.
We have evidence.
I have evidence also. I take pictures and fingerprints myself. Look. Picture taken and fingerprinted August the 15th, 11:04 p.m. Released August the 16th, 9 a.m.
Let me see that.
I graduated the National Academy. I run my department just like the Americans. It is good, no?
Good, it's wonderful. Can I use your phone?
For official business? Certainly.
Hello? Hello? Hey, where's the operator?
Oh, I forgot. The line is broken by the wind yesterday. They will fix it this afternoon.
This afternoon? Where's the nearest good phone?
At the gasoline station, 2 kilometers back.
Thanks.
Your Honor, on stipulation of the district attorney, I herewith present fingerprint evidence that the defendant was incarcerated in the city jail of Puerto Peñasco on the date of August the 15th.
So stipulated?
So stipulated.
On the basis of the evidence thus presented, the verdict heretofore entered is ordered set aside. Motion for a new trial is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. At the second trial, Tom Gailey was found not guilty and was freed. It was 1,000 to 1 against Tom Gailey. We took the odds and it paid off. The case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion through the efforts of a public defender. Tonight, Revlon salutes public defender Hugh Stanton, Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee, and his staff for outstanding achievement in the cause of justice.